What's up, y'all? It's Jay Gatto here, coming at you again with another one. Today, as you can see, I was drawing something, um, but I'm not gonna finish it because I didn't have the camera on, and I want you guys to see, the whole process, um, even the boring parts, which is the sketching portion of it. Um, And but I just wanted you to see how far I got him before I erased the whole thing. This is supposed to be Sean from Street Fighter 3. Maybe I think it's Third Strike. I really didn't play 1 and 2, like the new generation, and I forgot the name of the second Impact or something like that. I only played Third Strike, and Sean was on there. So, and what I was trying to do is draw a version of Sean that could come in the new Street Fighter 6. And I was going through some, maybe possibilities of how he could look in this new Street Fighter 6 reinstallment, right? So yeah, this is kind of what it was gonna be like, what I was going for. But I realized I didn't have the camera on recording, so there you go. Um, and it wasn't in my element. Sometimes I'd be, uh, drawing, and then I realized that I got it in the wrong. I forgot what you call these template, I guess you could call it. And then I have to start all over again. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase these, and don't worry, I'm gonna start drawing something, and hopefully it'll be way better than this. And also, um, it could be captured on camera here for you guys. And yeah, and obviously, I mean, I do want to talk about Street Fighter 6 and what we know about it so far. Um, what we come to see in a lot of these test videos, like test games that I've seen online. Most of them from Maximilian Dude, I believe his name is, and then there's another guy too. But I think Maximilian probably has the best ones. Um, and and yeah, so what I've seen so far, like the gameplay looks really good. Nobody checked out the the what do you call those the story mode. Nobody seems to check out the story mode. um which maybe they'll get another chance, but I heard that it's gonna be a while till we get any more news from Street Fighter. I haven't been to the website lately, which I probably should um go and recheck it, because they did have a spot on there where they said that they were gonna put the theme songs for each of them. So maybe I'll do that next video and show you guys, and just explore it both together and stuff. All right, I'm looking through my sketchbook here. I haven't done an update on that, and I did draw a couple of new stuff on there, a couple of characters. And what I'm gonna draw today, one of the characters that caught my attention from the leaked characters was Lily. I believe her name is Lily. Um, she's the little Mexican girl with the ponytails, and that's kind of what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna draw a bunch of characters um, that I drew on my sketchbook, but it's also a story that I came up with. Um, that has to do with the Aztecs and the Mayas and stuff like that. And she reminded me of that story when I saw her. She has two clubs, although the clubs that she has, they're very different from they're very different from your Aztec clubs, right? But the Aztecs did have very diverse clubs. Now you have your classic club, Aztec club, which looks like, I'm gonna go ahead and draw it for you guys here. Looks like this here, right? For some reason, it has a hole at the bottom here, and then you grab it from here, where I'm gonna put the lines right here, and then all throughout the edge here, they have sharpened, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this before. It's one of the most famous weapons out there, next to like the samurai sword and um, Viking axe, stuff like that. But this is pretty much what an Aztec, your classical Aztec weapon looks like. But once you start exploring, the and then usually it has like a design here in the middle that pretty much tells the story of your clan or whatever. But anyways, if you when you once you start researching more of it, you start realizing that these were very customizable. Because these blades right here on the sides right here, they used to be made out of volcanic, I hope that's how you pronounce it, volcanic glass, and they were removable, and they used to stick them in there with glue, and I believe it was melted bones from deers, I believe, either that or it was the sap of a tree, um, which in central and southern Mexico was a big deal. They used to mess with rubber that way. But anyways, but you come to find out, that these were very customizable. These weapons, this was probably the most common one, but there is some that, for example, have a longer handle. Kind of like what I'm gonna do here now. Some of them have a longer handle. You know, um, and the Spanish would talk about that too. That they would see other Mesoamerican warriors or tribes, and they would see one guy with a weirder looking club sword, which they called machicuetos or something like that. Um, and yeah, they had different ones. Some of them they didn't even have blades all over here on the sides. Some of them had one blade, and then the rest of it was a stick. Some of them had two blades on each side, more um, like a mohawk type weapon. Um, but yeah, it was a very diverse and very, how can I say it, maybe very customizable weapon, and it just depended on and the other thing is, if they were going to go into combat that wasn't the reason I'm talking about this is why I'm trying to explain why um this Mexican character looks the way she does. Um, and if they were gonna go into a sports like um, tournament, or into a, not tournament but fight, or maybe it could be tournaments, I don't know. Or if they were gonna go into a fight where they didn't want to be lethal, they didn't want to kill anybody, they would take off the blades off the side, and it would just be just a regular club, fighting club. And the fact that she has two, that doesn't mean that didn't happen either. There was, I believe, there was a legend of one guy who used to fight with two clubs, but he was um, like a bigger guy. But that was a legend. I don't even know if that guy really exists, and I forgot his name. He has a very Aztec sounding name. So in some legends say that he used two clubs. Some legends says that he used one big club, and that his clubs were so big that it was hard to for any other soldier to maneuver, any other warrior to maneuver him. So something's going on here, guys, with my eraser. Anyways, yeah. So does it make sense that she has two clubs? Yeah, it could happen. And the other thing is, you gotta understand, this is a character, Street Fighter character, and whatever they want to do with it is fine. And plus, she is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she is of Apache descent, but a Mexican Apache. So people think that Apaches are strictly American or Texas based. But what people don't understand is that Texas used to be part of Mexico, and the borders for them, for their land, used to be far extended, the borders that we have now. So um, so when the Spanish came and conquered Mexico, and they put lines where this is our land now, and that the U.S. is English land or whatever. Those borders were they weren't their borders. Their borders were different. So um, Apache land was I think all the way from Texas. It's all Texas, and then all the way down to northern Mexico, I believe. Um, so that's why they dress more Apache like. Like, for example, T-Hawk. His attire is a lot more Apache than Aztec. But that still doesn't make sense, because the clubs that she has, they're not even Apache either. They're more of a northern tribe. Um, and I mean, of course, it doesn't matter. I'm just, I'm kind of geeking out a little bit, and trying to go over, her attire, what she's wearing, doesn't make sense, for who she is. The clubs are a little bit of a mystery, but at the same time, this maybe they're a fictional clan, that represents, various Mesoamerican and tribes like that. Anyways, getting back to this here. See, I'm already messing up. Look at this. What is this? What is this? I don't know. I do not know, people. Gotta change my yeah, there we go. Now, what I'm going to be drawing here for you guys today is I'm going to be drawing, the main Aztec warriors that I know about. And I'm not an expert or anything like that, but I did study it on my own, and in school, you kind of study it too. But it's not American culture, so you don't study it that much. And you get about the basics, and then other people tend to know way more, because they're from Mexico or whatever, or they explored in other countries way more than you do. And what I'm going to draw for you guys today is the three types of warriors that the Aztecs had. One of them was the Eagle Warrior, right? The Jaguar Warrior, Wolf Warrior, and Snake Warrior. And there was one more, and that was I think a beginner warrior, and then they start going up the ranks from there. But I forgot what the ranks were. But yeah, I think that the top rank is definitely Jaguar, and then from there they go into special ops, which is crazy that ancient warriors had actual special ops warriors. Um, yeah, works specifically directly for the king or something like that. And I read it in a book, but I forgot. I forgot what book it was. Yeah, I forgot what book it was, but it was definitely informative. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be drawing today. And this first portion here, a lot of people, like I said before, don't like it. You guys can skip it if you want, to the part where I'm inking it. Um, and that is going to probably be more to your liking. Um, and I'm gonna try to go one at a time, because if I go through all of them, like for example, here I'm gonna do the Eagle Warrior right here. Then over here I'm gonna do the Jaguar Warrior. Then over here I'm gonna do the Snake Warrior. And then here, like large, like it's kind of like a, it's gonna be kind of like a cover page for a comic book. And over here I'm gonna do the Wolf Warrior, right? Um, and then I'm just doing some ideas, because an Aztec Warrior is a good idea for a fighting game, right? That's why so many have it. For example, Mortal Kombat. You have I forgot his name, Kotal Khan, I believe. Kotal Khan. Um, yeah, you have him, and then you have. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Nakali was connected to the Aztec or the Mayas. Um, yeah, and who else has Aztec? I think Samurai Showdown has something like a samurai. I don't think he's a samurai, but he is, connected to. I mean, not to the Aztec. Yeah, he's connected to the Aztec in a way, but they don't want to say Aztec. Um, but yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing some. I think in Tekken they have one too. In Tekken they have one. And his I forgot his name. I saw him in that trailer for that new Tekken series that's gonna be on Netflix. So can't wait for that. I thought it was since they announced it, I thought it was gonna be a lot sooner. And right now, it's about to be 2 months later, I believe, and they still haven't, shown us anything on that. So, I think he had an announcement on Twitter. He was talking about it on Twitter. So, um, but yeah, hopefully that'll happen soon here. And yeah, so it's a really good idea for a character in a fighting game, or in games anyways. Like, doesn't matter if it's a fighting game or not. Just I think there should be a game like that. Maybe about the Mayas, or maybe just invent your own tribe that kind of resembles an Aztec tribe or something like that, um, or a Mayan tribe. And yeah, because they're very interesting, you know, very interesting society that they had, like a warrior type society. Mine is the sacrificing, of course. A lot of people are well, the Mayans actually didn't sacrifice um, very many people. If not, I don't think they sacrificed any people at all. Um, I think it was later on when the Aztecs took over Mesoamerica that that the Mayans tried to copy them, but by that time they were a whole different type of tribe already, um, and it was more of their decline of the Mayas' decline that they started doing that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, the Mayans were a little bit less violent, a little bit more about conquering, exploring. Sorry. Um, and that's why they have like the rumors where some people say they went to space, which is it's kind of crazy. Uh, yeah, and the Aztecs were a lot more warrior like, and if you hear some of the stories um, of war, the battle like records and stuff like that, they weren't nice at all. There's a reason why they took over. They used intimidation to conquer people. They would scare them first, and then they would go into the other people's tribes, and just pretty much kill everybody and take people as slaves. Take the women, sacrifice those who were left. Um, and they were just mean people. Um, they would break promises, like they would promise not to do certain things, or they would promise not to invade certain countries, and they would break their promises and invade. It was just, yeah. That's why when the Spanish when the Spanish tried to take over, they actually found a lot of allies um, in the surrounding cities of Tenochtitlan. Because of that, because they were so mean to everybody, to all the other tribes, that the other tribes were like, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of thing. And so yeah, so that one looks kind of weird. Let's see if we can fix it here. It looks a little better. Hope you guys are enjoying this drawing here. And I'm not done yet. I still gotta work on it a bit. But so basically, what I'm doing here, like I said, I have already said it. I'm doing the Aztecs, and I'm gonna do all the warriors. But I'm going to make it seem, or make it look like, kind of like a team, like a team of Aztec warriors type slash heroes or something like that. Um, Similar to like say you were like Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles, or in the kind of like that same vibe. Or who else? It's kind of like a team type thing. I don't know if you guys remember Saint Seiya, where they had like, I think it was four of them. It was Pegasus, uh, was the Swan, something like that, and then it was three, right? And then there was a fourth that would appear every once in a while, which was Phoenix. And then kind of like that, kind of like a team of warriors, and that's kind of like the theme I'm going for here. Um, and the first one I'm doing here, this is the Eagle Warrior, and then I'm gonna do over here on the side here, like I said before, I'm gonna do the Jaguar Warrior, and so on and so forth, right? And of course, the leader. I'm thinking the leader probably should be either the Jaguar warrior or the Eagle warrior, but I'm not. I'm kind of iffy because in the Aztecs, the top warrior was a Jaguar warrior, right? But the people get kind of romantic about the Eagle warrior because of I think there's a tale about him and a lady, something about a volcano, dying in a volcano with the woman he loves or something like that. So yeah, that's that picture you guys see all the time, and when you go to a Mexican home, you always see the Aztec warrior. That he's always dressed as an Eagle warrior, and he always has like a girl, um, carrying a girl. That's the legend of that guy. I forgot his. I think it's Topo Chico or something like that. I know a lot about it, but I don't know the names that good because the names are very complicated to say. They're very ancient, and they're not Spanish at all. They're Aztec, and the I think their language is Nahuatl or something like that. So it's very complicated. I mean, some people say that I barely even speak good Spanish or English. So just imagine that. I'm not definitely not a scholar. So I hope you guys could see what I'm doing here. These are the eyes right here and the mouth, right here. The feathers over here. The hand, he's pulling a bow, an arrow, and he has like a robe, like one of those Aztec robes. And that's the Eagle Warrior, right there. So one of the things I like to do when I finish before I start inking it with the black ink is I like to go um, over here to this thing and I like to flip it. The reason I want to flip it is because you see a lot of mistakes that you did and that you didn't see when you flip things to the other side. So right here I could see that maybe one of these eyes is too big, slightly too big. And you can make a correction there, kind of, slightly make a correction. Now see, this is one of the mistakes that I do. Now I want you to see here. I'm drawing it on top of the last layer. So what you want to do before you start putting the ink down, first of all, is let's click back to this first. You want to add a layer, right? Just in case you're trying to learn how to draw, and then you draw that on that layer, not here on this one. So let's try to erase this here by pushing this arrow here, and that'll just go back to the other one here. So with the red, now we could still correct this here. So let's try to correct it here slightly. And you know what, we could still go here and do this. And so yeah, there is a story that I made up a while back about a kid who stumbles upon a suit, an ancient Aztec suit, and he picks up the suit, and the suit pretty much takes over him, kind of like a symbiote type thing, and he becomes kind of like a superhero, and he starts saving his city, and he becomes a hero or whatever. But then he doesn't realize that there's other suits that were hidden around, the around either his city, not his city, but around the world, in these, like temples around like the world and stuff. And yeah, so he doesn't know where. It's a mystery where this suit was originated. And nobody knows, where the suit came from. Not even him. He just knows that he has these powers now, um, and he's happy with that. So, but then when these other suits are discovered, he starts to kind of, get a little worried, but not really, because he's a kid. And kids, they don't really think about consequences or anything like that. And these guys that are finding the suits, they're actually searching for them. They didn't stumble upon them. They're actually searching for them, and they find them, and they start using them to, for evil. And which is the opposite of what he did, because he, is pretty much a superhero or whatever. But the thing is that these suits are actually taking over the scientists that are, or not, they're kind of like scientists. They're archaeologists, which is a scientist that studies. They're not like archaeologists. They're like people that study relics and stuff like that, like ancient armors and weapons and stuff like that. And they discover these here, and they discover that they have powers and stuff like that, and but they don't know that these are taking over them as well. So and they find all of them, right? They find all of them, and there's a total of 4, and plus the one that the kid has, that's 5. And they start to do evil things around the world, but they start discovering that there's one more left, which is the kid. The kid has it, so they go to the kid and try to get it from the kid. And the kid, he that's how he finds out his origins of where his armor came from. He starts to realize and figure out that the armor actually chose him, and that he's gonna be like the strongest out of the 5. And he realizes also, through looking back at the story, that he actually he was actually the sorcerer that gave these other 4 armors, which is the Eagle Warrior, the Jaguar Warrior, Snake, and Wolf, their powers. So you go. This is it for the Eagle Warrior, but it's just like the outline. I hope you guys can see that. And I'm sorry that I took so long. This is why I skipped the sketching portion, because it's so it was 33 minutes. Of course, partially is because I am talking. So then there's that as well. So I'll try to make another video, and the next time I'll try to make it to where these are already done, and I'm just gonna start inking it, and then adding the color for you guys. So I'm trying to open this here, but I can't for some reason. There you go. All right, guys, that'll be it for today. Hopefully you guys can see the Eagle Warrior here with the bow pointing at you, or at your balls, kind of. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Now we'll catch you guys.